Greetings fencers, so Vom Tag is one of the most used positions in medieval fencing, and we're going to go through my preferred way to hold this guard, but also go through many of the do's and don'ts for making your own, because there isn't one Vom Tag. We see many forms of it in the sources, as well as with fencers today. So first, some mistakes or things we don't want in our Vom Tag, with the alternative. We do not want to be tense, strained, or getting tired when holding it. We need to be comfortable, relaxed, and loose. A tense body needs to untense before it can extend out for the cut, so being loose means we can hold there forever and make faster cuts. We do not want our hands in range ahead of our body, where they can be hit without someone breaking distance. This is sometimes fixed by having our hands closer to us, but this issue also gets fixed by rotating our body and having a shoulder leading. Now my hand is in line with my body, and I manage distance from there. We do not want our chest flat towards our opponent. This is a gift to anyone looking to thrust, and you just made their day. But this also means you are cutting without body rotation, and just using arm extension and minimal hip rotation. This leads to a weak cut that will not win the center line often against opposition, especially if your opponent is bigger or is using full body rotation. Keep one shoulder leading in order to guarantee that your body is active for the generation of the cut. And finally, don't have the sword too far forward that you feel you need to pull the sword back before you cut. Unless you have deliberately trained this, you probably do this without knowing. Film yourself and go frame by frame. The sword should only move forward. And if it's too difficult, start with your sword further back. That backwards motion is a telegraph, and your opponents get to start reacting before the cut is even made. And the same goes if you hold the sword too low, and you have to bring it up before you cut. If so, then have your hands higher already. So now we get to my Vom Tag. I hold my sword sloped at roughly 45 degrees so that I get enough rotation and never need to pull back my sword. I have the cross against my armpit. This allows my hands to be as high as possible while still keeping the sword resting on my shoulder. My left shoulder is leading to give me body rotation, and my elbows are against my body so nothing is sticking out as an extra target. I need to ensure that I have both arms bent so that they are added to the speed and power of the cut. Straight arms means they have no more potential energy. Arms are an important part of the cut. I also want my wrists in line. This means both hands and arms are an active part of the cut from the first motion. I see many people have their bottom wrist oriented off to the side. This means your top hand is most of the force and your bottom can only fully help later in the cut. Keeping them in line gives more direct travel, stronger bind, and a faster cut to final constrainment destination. All these upper body positions allow me to be comfortable and relaxed, which allows for a fast, no-tell high cut with good binding strength. And finally, in my lower half, the legs are bent, I'm on the balls of my feet, and I have more weight on my front foot than on my rear foot, roughly 60-40, and a slight lean forwards. That way the lean isn't a telegraph when starting the cut. I do this because no matter what, I'll be taking a passing step, so I don't need weight on that back leg. And then, all that's left is adding the cut. Not all of these details will match everyone's fencing style, but hopefully this gives you some ways to critically look at your own Vom Tag and other guards, to improve and shape them so you know you're putting your best foot forward. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.
The second you pull your sword back, I went for it. I was curious, like, how fast can you? No, you can't.